Dear students, now we are going to discuss about research report. It consists of output of the analysis. After data is collected, it will be put into analysis part. After analysis, the researcher will get detailed output of the research. It will be documented in the report form. It is called research report. That report need to has the following characters. It should be accurate one. That means whatever information provided in the report should make accuracy to the readers. Second one, it should be simple one. The words, the sentences we are using in the research report, it can it can be easily known by the readers. The type of words and sentences we need to be follow in the research report preparation. Third is completeness. The research content, the research report content should be completed in all aspects. There is no ambiguity in any content or a chapter of the research. It should cover, or at the same time it should be completed in all chapter and all aspect of the report. Third, brevity. It means your report need to be explain all content and aspect briefly to the readers. Sixth one is appearance. That means arrangement of sentences, arrangement formats, layout. This should be pleasing and eye-catching one to the readers. Readability. Next one is readability. It has the quality of easily read by the viewers and readers of each content of the report. Reliability. It means whatever content and informations in the report should be reliable to the audience. The audience could believe the outcome of the report and analysis. That content need to be there in all aspect of or all content of the report. Next, economy. That means the expenses. It should not exceed the report preparation expenses. It should not exceed the limit it was specified by the researcher. It should comes with the plan of the researcher. Last one is timeliness. It should be useful and purposeful for the readers. So this characteristics each research report need to be come across to get response from the readers. This research report can be divided into two types: technical report and popular report. It can be simply tell us technical and non-technical report. Technical report, it come across different systematic stages, but popular report, it never has any standard procedures or analysis for preparing this popular report. So these are the components it should be needed for any type of reports. If you take any type of research report, these are preparals every report possess: summary, introduction, methodology, result, discussion, and references and conclusions. So summary, we know that things we will see it one by one later. But summary is a brief introduction, that is brief introduction of the entire report. The brief information, not introduction, brief information of the entire report is called a summary. Introduction, it is beginning, it consists of objectives, scope, limitations of the report. Methodology, it includes design, how the research was performed, at what plan research was used. These are come under the methodology heading. Result, it comes out after analysis. So the fourth chapter, that is fourth content of components of research report is analysis part. In result stage, we do analysis. In order to get research, we need to get or we need to perform an analysis. After analysis, we will get a result. That result will be suggested to others, that is discussion stage. After discussion, we will conclude our studies. With the help of findings, we can conclude our research or study. In order to do this process, we need to refer some articles, journals, papers, books. These are comes under reference sections. So these components every research report need to have in its contents. Next, we are going to see about the execute summary. We already saw what is summary. It's a brief information of the entire report is called a summary. In some research, we may call the brief summary is abstract. Mostly in business research, we call the brief summary in the name of executive summary. So it is a short writing that summarize the entire document informations is called executive summary. The following steps every researcher need to follow to prepare any executive summary. The first thing is, without any thorough reading of the entire report, it is not possible to prepare or make any abstract. So that is the first stage. A thorough understanding of the entire report help a researcher to make effective and meaningful executive summary. The second one, the executive summary consists of the important points and problems or ideas are in the entire reports. It need to be highlight these things in the summary. Third one, a researcher need to be write the executive summary by their own words, as well as the simple, common, non-technical words they use to prepare an executive summary by the researcher. Fourth one is, the fourth step important step which need to be considered by every researcher to develop executive summary is language. Uh, the researcher need to remember one thing before writing executive summary. The wording they use in this summary should be simple one. It can be easily reached to the reader to understand the entire report after reading this summary. That things a researcher need to be kept in their mind while writing executive summary. After writing a summary, the researcher need to be read it again and again. That is, reread the written materials of the executive summary. After the executive summary is prepared by the researcher, they need to read 2 or 3 times of the written summary. It make them to again summarize the summary into very brief one as well as meaningful one to the readers. And last point is they have to refer or they have to check is there any or omissions or mistakes are there in the research, because after completion of the entire research, researcher can able to write an executive summary. So it is a go throughing process of the entire report. So it help a researcher to find any errors or omissions in the entire report. It help them to correct their mistakes after publishing their reports. There are some guidelines for preparing executive summary that are every researcher can start to prepare executive summary with introduction, that is with without specifications. Without knowing the introduction chapter, we can't prepare any executive summary. That is a heart of executive summary. The way in which we start the summary is very much important. So the specification area is very very important for preparing the executive summary. Second one is it should be short and brief so that a reader can easily understand the 200 or 100 page of the report with a single page summary. Third, there should be some style. There should be some basic style for preparing executive summary, like framing of sentences, using of how to tell. In order to frame executive summary, using sentence, words, punctuations, conjunctions, these are very much important to differentiate the write up with other reports. Fourth is your summary need to be highlight the problem of the report. What problem we are studied in the report, it should be highlighted in the summary. And also your summary also consists of the solutions. What solutions you made through your report, it also covered in the executive summary. Apart from identification of the problem with the solutions, it also stress the strength of your report, how far it will be useful to the society or how far it will be useful to the readers or students. It should be highlighted in your summary. And also preparing summary should not use any claims. It should not blame any other any other problems or any other reason for absenteeism of any informations. It should not there in executive summary. So these are common guidelines we need to follow, or researcher need to follow for prepare an effective executive summary. The next topic we are going to see is chapterization. After data collection is over and analysis part is over, after the report is ready by the researcher, it need to be documented in some order. That is called chapterization. That should be some sequential order of content in the research report. That orderizing process is called as chapterization. Mostly there are 5 chapters in all research report, that are introduction, literature review, that is theoretical framework, methodology, data analysis and interpretation, and conclusion. But here I add one more chapter is bibliography. This 6 chapters we are going to see it one by one. So introduction chapter, it covers it is a beginning, it's a first phase of the report. It covers background of the study, statement of the problem, significance of the study, scope and limitations of the study. These are areas we'll cover in the introduction chapter. For example, a background. This study is related to which field? It is related to manufacturing field or service sector field. This study is related to animal, or it related to male human beings, or related to any plant, or related to any soil, related to a soil. These are background. The study about what? The study related to what area, what field, that is specified in the introduction chapter. Statement of the problem, it also there in the introduction chapter. It state what purpose we are going to conduct this study, in order to solve this problem, or in order to find a solution for this problem, in order to find a way for solving these issues. These are problems. These problems are stated in the introduction chapter. Significance, importance. This study will be make useful to this sectors, this people's. Scope. What are the future scope of this study? For whom it will help? For student community, how far the study will help? These are comes under scope areas. It comes in introduction stage. It also consists of limitation. There are some limitation researcher may face during the time of research. It may be time related limitation, or economic limitations, or some human resource limitations. These are covered in the introduction chapter. As a second chapter that you know already, it consists of literature review. That is what method already used by others to solve the same problems, what practice they followed to solve the same problems earlier, what theory we have for solving this problem. These are things a researcher refer for solving or making solution to the research problem is called theoretical framework. This is a second chapter. Third chapter is methodology. It include research design, sample framework, sample plan, data collection, data analysis techniques, what are mathematical models we use to analyze the data. This are comes under methodology chapter. After methodology chapter, we do analysis. In this stage, we are going to making tabulations, applying mathematical calculations to get a result of data. This are comes under fourth stage. After get result, we will get the conclusion. That is fifth stage, conclusion stage. But here summary is coming. Mostly in Europe-based research, summary comes at the end of the research. But in ASEAN research, summary comes first. Abstract or summary will come first in all research. But in Europe research, Europe or US based research or consist summary in the last page of the report. This is a purpose I put it in the last. But our style is to make that means ASEAN style is to making summary in the front of the report. I additionally include one more chapter, bibliography. Here, what are books, what are journals we refer for prepare this report. These are coded by the researcher in the alphabetical order in bibliography sections. So these are called chapterizations. So as per these chapters, every report will be documented. Next topic we are going to see is research report writing formats. There are some formats. It also vary to continent to continent. But there is some standard practice we are following all over the world. These are categorized into three sections, part A, B and C, that we are going to see now. Part A is a primary section. It consists of title page of the research, acknowledgement sections, table of content. It include a list of tables and list of figures, and also summary or abstract. This 6 areas are comes under primary section of the report, research report. Title we know, a study of consumer perception about so and so product. This is title. Acknowledgement. In order to perform a research, we need the help of others. We need guidelines of others. We need support of others. We need involvement of others. In acknowledgement side, we have to code them who are helped us, who are support us, who are guide us. They are acknowledged by the researcher in this part. Table of content and all tables which we are used in the report are comes under this part, table of content and the table of figures. We use so many under table of figures. We used so many graphs, charts like bar chart, pie chart, scatter diagram, whatever chart and graph you used. These are listed out in this section of list of figures. Abstract, as you know already, we saw under executive summary. The brief introduction of the report, the brief information of the report will be come under the heading of abstract. So this is the first section of the research report. The second section of the research report is chapterization. From the introduction to conclusion, 5 areas we saw just before discussing about this area. Introduction, literature review, methodology, data analysis and interpretation, and conclusion. These are comes under the second B section of the research report writing format. And third section is reference section. It includes endnotes, bibliographies, appendix. Endnote, for example, endnotes is nothing, citations. Same like a bibliography. Whatever things we refer, that are comes under the endnote section or a bibliography section. Appendix, are we used any questionnaires, or are we referred any annual reports? For example, financial research need to be go through 5 years balance sheet. So this annual report and balance sheets or questionnaires are comes under the appendix page. So these are the components of a good research report. So as per this three components or format, every research will be prepared. But the order may be vary to place. But this format need to be followed or kept in every report style. So with this, I conclude my presentation. Please go through the soft copy of material which I enclosed here with. Please go through that. Best wishes for your future success. Thank you. Thank you very much.